Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice to Radio, and I feel like lately we have been talking quite a lot about Charizard. And we've been talking about these rare Charizards, these fancy Charizards, the ones that are commanding quite a high price. Hey, do you want to add another one to the list? Well, whether you want to or not, I think it's probably about time that we should. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, over in Japan, there is a promo Charizard being given out. And it is very unlikely that we are ever going to get this Charizard. Now, having said that, yes, I am fully aware that I said exactly the same thing about the Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX, which was given out as a prize for winning a kind of sealed, limited, pre-release, call it what you will, tournament in Japan, because others hadn't been given out. And then, of course, we all know, I showed you the video recently, that in fact, yes, there is a Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX, and it is going to be coming in Champion's Path. We have proper job actual confirmation of such a thing. Okay. So bearing that in mind, and bearing in mind that we may end up being wrong, what is this Charizard? Well, it is the winner of an illustration contest. You see, over in Japan, and they've done a couple of these, and we'll talk about another one in a minute, they had an illustration contest whereby the winner, the prize was that your card would get actually printed as an actual Pokemon trading card. It's an actual thing. Well, that's kind of awesome, and we'll talk about this a bit more in a moment, but there is a chance that they will then commission you for future cards. Now, if I remember correctly, they don't actually say that the prize will guarantee that you get yourself some future work, but it opens you up to the possibility, and certainly if you want to be a Pokemon TCG illustrator, this is probably about the best way in. And what, pray tell, went and won this time? Well, I've already told you it's a Charizard. It is this Charizard right here, and I will say, pretty gosh darned worthy winner. Now, for anyone that's wondering, some of the other kind of highly placing cards we saw, there were a couple of other kind of categories. This was the overall winner, but there was kind of a 2D winner, which is this amazing Wishy-Washy card, and a 3D winner, which is this amazing, well, it's a Genesect, isn't it? It's pretty gosh darn good. And there were some other ones which were kind of placed and awesome and really good, including this other Charizard. And these are not, as far as I'm aware, being made into Pokemon cards, but I figured I might as well go ahead and show you because, oh my god, it's absolutely beautiful. So, how is Japan getting this, and why are we almost certainly not? Well, in Japan, it is being given out as a freebie. It's literally a free card. All you have to do is go and buy yourself 5 packs of Pokémon TCG cards, and you get yourself one of these. So Pokemon Centers and Pokemon Center Online, for every 5 packs you purchase, you will get yourself one of these. And you will get 2 for each purchase of a rubber playmat set. Yeah. Now, it actually starts on October the 23rd, and it ends as soon as it runs out. So it's starting quite soon, and then when it's out, and that's it, it's gone. So what we end up with here is a very cool Charizard, a very free Charizard, but what we've essentially got is a limited run. It's only going to be available for a little bit, and essentially when it's out, and it ain't coming back. So this is one of these ones where if you want to pick up one of these, you need to do so sooner rather than later. Now, this has happened before. And when it happened before, it was this lovely Gardevoir, another card which has rather lovely artwork. Also, we've totally got 2 winners now, so if you want to know the kind of stuff the judges are looking for, just pointing that out. So, of course, one of the things we should be doing here is going, well, hang on a second. How much is that Gardevoir actually worth? Because if we look at the Gardevoir, that is going to give us a pretty strong indicator of how much we should be paying for the Charizard. Well, obviously I've taken myself over to eBay and I've had a look at the 3 most recent ones that sold on American eBay. And we had one that sold for $35 including shipping, one that sold for $27 including shipping, and one that sold for $7 including shipping. The difference why that one was so much cheaper is that one was an auction rather than a buy it now. And shall we say the auction didn't go particularly well. You will notice that same person, it's clearly the exact same listing, the first and the third one on the screen there. They obviously learned their lesson and started putting it up for, shall we say, more money. Does interest me that shipping went up by $15 in the space of a month, but, I suppose these things happen. But as we've seen, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a fair comparison. You see, there was a shiny Gardevoir GX that came around in Hidden Fates. At the same time, we got the shiny Charizard. Now, again, if we look at the recent souls of the shiny Gardevoir, we are looking at about a $30 card. The last couple that were sold, we're talking $30. But if we have a look at the shiny Charizard GX from Hidden Fates, honestly, a lot of the ones being sold are graded or kind of fakes, but we can have a look there and see that these 3 recent ones, all from September the 14th, peg this as a $600 card. So, yes, fine, the Gardevoir we had previously ended up not being a particularly expensive card at all, but shiny Gardevoir GX and shiny Charizard GX are exactly as rare as each other, and one of them is a $30 card, the other one is a $600 card. Now, if we want to be a little bit reductive, we can go, it's 20 times more valuable, which would peg this Charizard as a $300 card, but let's not be quite so disrespectful to the mathematic deities. The point I'm making here is that just because this Gardevoir hasn't settled as a particularly valuable card, doesn't mean this Charizard won't. Now, one really cool kind of addendum to the Gardevoir story here is that the person who drew the Gardevoir has actually just been commissioned. It's, weirdly enough, it's a video that's probably going up after this one now, even though I've already made it. The schedule gets changed around. But they did draw an Eevee and a Jolteon for the gym promos, which have just come out in Japan or are coming out soon. So that's really kind of cool. Again, there's no guarantee that the person that drew this Charizard will be used for cards in the future, but it's really cool to me that the person who drew the Gardevoir has literally just been commissioned to do new ones. So that's what the card is, where it came from, why it's going to end up being so valuable, etc., etc. But what actually is it? Well, it's an alright card. It's not a great card by any stretch, but similarly, it's not terrible. We've got 170 HP, which is... it's alright. In fact, it's high for a stage 2. Retreat cost of 3 we're not loving. Weakness to water is fine unless you come against Inteleon, which you're probably not going to. You will a little bit, I suppose. Honestly, the biggest challenge for Fire decks at the moment is that people have realised that Bronzong is a thing that stops Fire Pokemon attacking it, which isn't ideal. But then again, we're quite a big beefy Pokemon, and Fire Pokemon means Welder to accelerate energy and all of that, so what does it actually do? Well, for 4 energy, you do 180 damage, and you discard an energy attached to Charizard. Which sounds kinda cool. We kinda like this Charizard. The thing is, we're talking a fire Pokemon. We've got other fire Pokemon that do this. We can put 4 energy on a stage 1 Arcanine and do 190. And it's got that really good first attack that does 120 and accelerates 2 fire energy. So, if I can do the same amount of damage on a stage 1 that's only got 30 less HP and has got another really useful attack as well, that unfortunately makes me look at this Charizard and go, yeah, you know what? I'm not feeling it. And maybe this ends up being a one-off tech in decks playing other Charizards. The one from Sword and Shield 4, I'm actually a really big fan of. I've done a video, I'll link it in the description. So maybe as a one-off if you're playing that anyway. But honestly, this ends up being a card which is... I think disappointing is probably the way to put it. I'm not sure it's worth the energy investment. Honestly, what's really cool about this Charizard is the story and how expensive it's going to end up being. I like the card, and I could certainly see myself having fun playing a few games online with it, but I think it's fair to say that this is probably not the best Charizard deck ever. And I did, when we had the last Charizard revealed, I did do a video saying that it might be the best Charizard ever. Still meant it, still stand by that honest opinion. This one, I don't think I can get away with saying the same thing, though shout out to Antoine Boulet, who did, of course, provide the translation. So there we go. A very cool Charizard, a very rare Charizard, and we know that, at least for the near future, Charizards are going to go up in price. Incidentally, it's worth pointing out that Gardevoir, although it did see a release in some other Asian countries, did not make it outside of Asia. It didn't make it over to North America and Europe. So if you want to get this Charizard, I wouldn't wait for the inevitable English release, because there is now not guaranteed, again I was wrong about the VMAX Rainbow Rare, but there is a decent chance it never gets a release outside of Japan. You have been warned. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know what you think about this Charizard and whether you're going to go through all the hoops to try and actually go and pick one up. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.